would do, than the oppressor would do. You know what I mean? They might as well be a taskmaster. This is like you see the sister that worked, that's a DA for Fulton County, the prosecutor for the Fulton County. She gonna go harder than any white prosecutor. She gonna dig deeper than any white prosecutor. You know what I mean? With YSL, Lucci, and all them. I mean, she understands the lyrics and what's going on a little bit more, on a little bit level, and she a little bit more level, higher level. So what she does is she digs deep and she makes sure she get them all off the table so she can have a high seat in American society. So one day she could possibly run for governor. One day she could possibly run for president. You know what I mean? We got Stacey Abrams. She running for governor. That's a sister. That's an Israelite from the tribe of Judah. But that sister, but we don't want that sister. I mean, you know, we don't subscribe to politics anyway. But we already know Stacey Abrams got into the was a governor. She'll turn Georgia out, man. You know what I mean? Transgender that, transgender this, abortion this, abortion that. You got a question, brother?
Not a question, but just more so.
Hold on, real quick. What was this?
Hello?
Shalom, Lord Christ. What's your name? Go ahead and put your name.
Sir, I couldn't hear you.
You hear me now?
Sir. Shalom, house, Shamar, Shabbat, house, Shai. Sister Rakita checking in.
Oh, Shalom, Lord Christ. I'll put you down, sister.
Lucky.
Okay, who is this?
Yeah, man, dude.
Shalom, Lord Christ. I'm putting you down now. All right, go ahead with your point, brother.
So with what we're saying is these elected officials that get put in place is just one of those things of no man will redeem us. So it's one of those things that, you know, ever since I was a little kid, I looked up and was like, dang, they keep on getting these leaders, executing them, dying off. This doesn't happen off. And it wasn't until, you know, getting into the truth that I saw that that's what this is. No man will redeem us. So it doesn't matter who our skin folks are that are getting elected. It's more so of, you know, what they are spiritually. Because if they're not doing the spiritual, then it's not them. So it doesn't matter what man is in office. It's what kind of spirit that person has in office. That's no difference to me. I mean, and definitely correct me if I'm wrong. You know, my understanding is, I understand the point you said, you know, I.S.U.P.K isn't political, but say for instance, it was a brother that got into office, then he would run it as, you know, the law, as the Most High would see fit. And that what then changes our society, or as a people, even if it's not in the political realm, just, you know, as far as the work that you know, y'all are doing. It's not the man that's redeeming us. It has to be the scripture. But we keep on looking to, oh, let me vote for her because she's black and in a place of power, thinking that they're going to do something for us. But they're not. They're just going to keep on serving the Edomite and keep on doing what this carnal world has taught them to do versus living in scripture, in the truth, and then moving and progressing that way.
Right, yeah, it's going to be, I mean, it's for their nation. They're building up the nation of the United States of America, United States of America. What we doing, I.S.U.P.K, what we doing, we building the nation of Israel. You know what I mean? Don't set a king among the people unless he's been chosen. You know what I mean? They can be one of our people all day, but they're not royal. Who is this? Shalom, Lord Christ. You got a point? Okay, go ahead.
What you bring out so heavy, you know what I'm saying? Especially when you talk about picking somebody to sit over ruler over you, you know what I'm saying? When black people choose a ruler, they choose a ruler based on what they look like, not what they stand on, what kind of square they stand on, but based on what they look like. They don't care. They don't care about the moral code, the moral compass, and none of that. We saw that with Barack Obama. And then we had the audacity to put somebody over us that's not even of us, you know what I'm saying, just because they have our same skin color. But, you know, it's heavy that this point being brought out because it's only one man in America right now that's fit to lead Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans. That Commander General Yahanna, through Most High in Christ's life.
The Most High in Christ, definitely. That's General Yahanna. I mean, he's the one that's been that's the ruler of this nation. He's the one that's building the nation of Israel. We got to remember, we're a nation within a nation. You know what I mean? We don't go along and get along. You know what I mean? We know who we are. That's why we can walk with our head up high. We walk in the righteous arrogancy that we walk in, and we could talk how we talk. You know what I mean? They be like, they always ask, why UPK, I.S.U.P.K, why y'all talk like this? Why y'all walk like that? Why y'all acting like that? Because we know who we are. You know what I mean? We expecting rulership. You know what I mean? We acting like, sometimes we act like the Christ already back. You know, we ruling. You know what I'm saying? You see the boot kisses. You see the boot kisses that we getting. That's a precursor. That's something that's happening before Christ come back. A little consolation prize. A little consolation prize before Christ come back. You know what I mean? In no way is that's all that's gonna happen. You know, boot kisses, we love them, we like them, we look for them. You know what I mean? We look to get them every count. But in no way is that going to wipe out everything the oppressor has done to us at all. You know what I mean? That's just showing the rulership that we have. Even other camps look at us crazy because we're getting a boot kiss. They'll come on, you know what I mean? I got a boot kiss on my IG page. People in other camps coming at me like I done did something wrong. Like they don't know the scriptures. Right. Who got that scripture and knows? Nursing fathers.
What Isaiah?
Well, that's about Salaka. That's Isaiah.
49:23, I think.
49:23.
Come on.
Somebody pull that scripture for me. Mashallah, you got that Genesis for me?
So you said it was Genesis.
32:28 through 29, and Commander General Yahanna. And I mean, he put in his work. He's the leader of this nation. That's how the Most High deal. That's how we you know, our ranking system, our order system. We not getting that from the military. Right. We ain't getting that from the mob. Right. You know what I mean? We getting that from the scriptures, man. The mob and the military, they got it from us. You know what I mean? They got that from us about the ranking system and the orderly of things. You know what I mean? We look the game ranked in this school. We look to raise another brother up. We look to go out on the streets across America, across the world, to put our brick in, and put our brick in, and let our people know where they be going off. You know what I mean? And we know we the most hated. You know what I mean? Because we know what prize, we know what we have at the end was waiting on us. That's how I don't understand nobody can leave the truth. You know what I mean? How can you push your brick all the way in and just leave? You know what I mean? But that's on them. That's why the scriptures say you won't be saved until the end. That's another lie. All right, so go ahead and pick me up in Genesis. We're gonna go ahead.
What you did brought out is so heavy because what Christians in the world, so-called Christians in the world, don't understand that the Most High word, you know what I'm saying, when it's taught in its perfection, the way that the I.S.U.P.K do it, start out of one way on 25th Street, Harlem, New York, the way we do it, it meant that make you hate us because we telling you the truth. We're the first people on earth to tell you something that you don't want to hear, and it's going to anger you. And it being angry, making you angry, that should let you know right there that you got a problem within yourself because you coming up against the truth. You know what I'm saying? So
right, that's right. And
it's like, and if I could too, sir, like even when they hate, right? Like this how you know you're gonna be hated because it's in the Bible. If it's in the Bible, you gotta take it like with it for it, man, because it ain't gonna be in the Bible if it ain't serious. And hate is not like no emotional thing, like you know, like you in the world is just a social thing, like how you just posted a comment or you just walking, oh, they hate on me. It's not that kind of hate where a person, like, this is serious. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you doing what you're supposed to do, you battling against the wicked. So don't look at it like, oh, we ain't friends. That's baby shit. It's like this, sir. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we take it for what it is. It's serious, man. You know what I mean? That's why we say no cowards.
That's right, no cowards, and that's gonna be required upon you when you in this school. You know what I mean? They just had the Roe versus Wade just happen. So what happened? We deal with all type of issues on the street, but when we come against the abortion, that's when it get turned up a lot. Get turned up a lot more.
Right.
You know what I mean? Folks be ready to bomb and kill and throw stuff on you and spit stuff on you all day and go there with you over there abortion. You know what I mean? So you gotta be ready. You gotta be ready. I mean, hey, you gotta be a martyr. It is what it is. But we know the Most High, the Most High protection, but His will gonna be done. You know what I mean? We can't be afraid to be hated amongst sisters. A lot of our sisters, so-called Black, Hispanic, Native American sisters, they're on the side of the enemy when it comes to this abortion thing.
Right.
They thinking that we making rules. They making rules about a woman, how a woman should govern her body. They said men should make rules about a woman governing her body. But sister, that's a body within a body. That's not your body.
Right.
You know what I mean? You may have a child, you may have a boy child that grew up and you 5 feet, and that boy may grow up to be 6'5". So what is that? It's not your body. It's an attachment to your body. You know what I mean? You've been blessed to carry that child. You know what I'm saying? You have a baby making factory within you, but that is not your body. You know what I mean? That's a false statement. Go ahead.
It's like I said, if I could, right? It's such a hypocritical comment to even say that. Like, can't nobody say nothing about your body, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, then, so if can't nobody say nothing about your body, how can you say something about that body inside you? You feel what I'm saying?
Right. It's a
how you gonna say something? How you gonna say everybody DNA, everybody? You know what I mean? Can't nobody judge you or your body, but you judging that baby. I mean, like you determine if that baby can live or not. So how you gonna say can't nobody say that about nobody's body when you saying something about somebody's body? You feel what I'm saying? Like that, am I making sense? What I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely. That makes sense. We already know it's a very hypocritical thing. If you shoot a pregnant woman, believe me, you gonna get and you kill her or you assault her, you're gonna get charged with assaulting her or killing her, murder of her, and an unborn child.
Right.
So it's go ahead. Who is this?
So like,
Yeah, Officer Yahanna.
come. We got a precept about me.
Go ahead, bring it out.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 36, verse 24. He that getteth a wife beginneth a possession, a help like unto himself, and a pillar of rest. So like if I may, all the one, your body don't belong to you, Black woman, Hispanic woman, Native American woman. It belongs to your husband. Your husband makes the decision on whether you have a baby or not, because he's the one that gives you a seed. So you have no right to kill a baby anyway, you know what I'm saying? Because you belong to the man. So like,
That's right. You know what I mean? And that you belong to man, but ultimately it all belongs to the Lord. You don't have a right. Once that's this is like General Muhammad always bringing out. You got about 100 ways to prevent birth control. You know what I mean? So by the time if you do get pregnant, and at this day and time, it's really your choice and your irresponsibility on it. You know what I mean? Who is this?
I want to piggyback off of how you died today.
Uh-huh.
There's a famous Tupac quote. The woman can create one. The man can tell a woman where to create one. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But on top of that, though, what Officer Smakala was saying is like a woman say, "Don't judge my body, don't judge my body." So why you going to go get a BBL? Why you going to get breast job done and plastic surgery? Because you do really want somebody to judge your body.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's a lot.
Right, that's what it's all. That's what it's all about. And believe me, once when I.S.U.P.K we brought that out on the streets, that's when a lot of that's where a lot of opposition come from. You know what I mean? But that and many other things. You know what I mean? We what the scriptures say. If you anything that's highly esteemed among men is an abomination to the Most High. You know what I mean? Abortion is highly esteemed among men. You know what I mean? We got the Dwayne Wade transgenders is highly esteemed among men. These men that got the biggest accomplishments in the Esau's world. They got all the money, but you know what? They don't have a ruler's mindset. You know what I mean? They the go along, get along game. You know what I mean? They're ready to give their children over. They're ready to give their babies over. Whether it be abortion, whether it be the baby or the child choosing whatever gender, whatever sexual preference that child wants. You know what I mean? Will Smith, he got all the money in his world, but lost his soul. You know what I mean? He got Jada run him amok. What they gotta say? Run him up. He got Jada just doggone just doing everything on him. You know what I mean? Dancing on the boy. She looked like the man in the relationship. You know what I mean? And you know what's missing? The law, statute, commandments. You know what I mean? You can have it. You can have the money. You can have the clout. You can have the fame. You can have the political status. But if you do not know, if you do not follow or know the Lord's laws, you know what I mean? You're sick. You're always going to be sick.
Right.
You're not going to find out how to get healed until you follow the Most High's laws. You know what I mean? You're not going to come and get out of slavery mindset unless you follow the Most High's laws. We've been over here over 400 years. If you think that you just gonna be by yourself and just lift your head up high and talk about you ain't no slave no more, it don't work like that. You know what I mean? It takes a spiritual thing to get woken up out of this hellhole that we in and see what's going on. You got Marshall, you got that for me? Go ahead and drop that for me. 32, Genesis 32, 28 and 29.
Genesis 38, 22?
32, verse 28 through 29.
Genesis 38, stop at.
No, Genesis 32. Yeah, 32, verse 28. We're going to build that foundation. Remember the name of the class is called When You Follow God's Laws, You Will Develop a Ruler's Mind State.
I got this for you. Book of Genesis, chapter 32, verse 28. And he said, thy name shall be called no more Jacob, but Israel.
But what?
But Israel.
Go ahead and tell me what it is.
Like Israel, that's the 12 tribes.
That's right. But we'll go ahead. No, what I mean is go ahead and read the rest of the scripture.
Okay, sir. For a prince hast thou power.
For a what?
With the Most
Hold on, say what? For what?
Prince. For as a prince hast the power with the Most High.
Right. And what is that's he said no more your name should be called Jacob, but your name should be called Israel. That's who we are. You know what I mean? That's and the Hebrew that's Yashar'Allah. You know what I mean? I know everybody know this, but somebody tell me what Yashar'Allah mean.
Like, sir, is it Israel?
What, Yashar'Allah?
Oh, no, Israel?
No, that's not it. Somebody tell me what Yashar'Allah mean. Go ahead.
Son of God. Prince of the power.
Right, it's right there in the verse called is a prince of the power. You know what I mean? So-called black, Hispanic, Native American men, you're princes of the power. You're royalty. So-called black, Hispanic, and Native American women, you princesses. You're royalty of the power, the true and living power, Most High. You know what I mean? That's when your name was changed. It was changed. It got royalty in your name. You know what I mean? Read that over again. Started at but Israel.
God, so let's read it from the top again. Book of Genesis, chapter 32, verse 28. And he said, thy name shall be called no more Jacob, but Israel. For as a prince hast thou power with the Most High, and with men hast prevailed.
Right. You know what I mean? Not with the Most High and with men. You know what I mean? You know, that's when you start developing that mind state, finding out who you are, follow the law, statute, commandments, rehearsing those righteous acts. You know what I mean? You coming to the truth. You know what I mean? You don't really have to change your core self of who you are. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know, a lot of times when people come out of prison, they go into the Christian church. They think they gotta be all extra soft. Not even in prison, just going to the Christian church, say, hey, I want to be saved. Go to Christian church, they think they got to be all soft and just love, they extra loving everybody. But now we know, when you're a prince of the power, when you're a royal priesthood, you don't love everybody, man. You know what I mean? You probably used to have white heathen friends in the world. You know what I mean? And mind you, they ain't love you, you love them. You know what I mean? At work. You know what I mean? You friends with all the heathens, but they never been over your house, and they never invited you over their house. You know what I mean? Now you see what it is. You know what I mean? Keep on reading, verse 29.
Verse 29. And Jacob asked him and said, tell me, I pray thee, thy name. And he said, wherefore it is that thou dost ask after my name. And he blessed him there.
Right, and he blessed him there. That's when his name would change. You know what I mean? That's what we gotta find out. We getting the crowns on our head. You know what I mean? When Christ come back, he gonna put those crowns. He gonna put those crowns on our head, man. You know what I mean? That's why we walk how we walk and talk how we talk and do how we do. That's why we can tell an Edomite to get down on his feet and doggone for a little bit of consolation. You know what I mean? Kiss the boots of the prophets. You know what I mean? Hopefully one day we can get an Asian to do that. We get a Hamite to do that one day. You know what I mean? I know there's gonna be a sight to see. Imagine 5 points. Down there at 5 points, we got a Hamite kissing our boots. They gonna go crazy about that. That's something that the people ain't gonna understand. But we understand because we already know them folk. We got real smoke with them people. You know what I mean? Like, cause real, before you come into the truth, you don't know you don't know any of this. You just thinking when you were bought, you were sold. You think it is all okay. You may have a little beef with Caucasians, but you know what I mean. You don't know that the Arabs built the slave ships. You don't know that Africans didn't sell Africans. Well, let me say indigenous Africans, Hamites, that family. They don't sell. They look how they deal with each other. They're brothers. You know what I mean? But look, they don't deal with us. We already know it was a worldwide conspiracy on us. You know what I mean? And that's why we got smoke with the Hamites, with the indigenous Africans. You know what I mean? With them stinking Africans, man. That's why we got beef with them, man. For real, they not slick. They may fool the rest of our people, but they're not fooling us in the I.S.U.P.K. They ain't fooling us. Them Arabs, they may be fooling the rest of our people. Our rest of our people, they may be running behind them, trying to be in some Islam type of thing, but they're not fooling us, man. You know what I mean? We already know we got smoke with them people, and we have a lot of things that ain't been taken care of yet. You know what I mean? We serve a just God. You know what I mean? And we serve a just God. You think that there ain't gonna be no straightening on no Arab? You think there ain't gonna be no straightening on no Hamite? And you already know there's gonna be some straightening on a so-called Caucasian. Right. You know what I mean? You think gonna be, and then the Asians and all the rest of them, man. The East Indian with the red dot on their head, all of them. The Persians, the Medes, all of them, man. When you come and learn this truth and learn how many slaveries that we actually done been in, and see everything that our people have been through, and you ready to put your feet on the neck of all those heathens, man. Righteously, man. You know what I mean? Because we royal, man, and we all priests. Pick me up at 1 Peter 2:9. 1 Peter 2:9 through 10. Right, cause we walk different, man. You know, you come and find out who you are, and you be like, hold on, I'm royal. I'm royal on this earth. You know, I'm better than all the nations that's on this earth. You know what I mean? That started to move you a little different. Let me know when you got it.
Sir. The book of 1 Peter, chapter 2 and verse 9. But ye are chosen generation, a royal priesthood.
A what?
And a royal priesthood.
A royal priesthood. What is royal? Royal not don't skip over that, man. Royal is just not no regular royal. Oh, it's royal. This is royal. It's you know, you take the Instagram pictures. Oh, looking like true royalty. What's royalty? Royal really mean? Royal means rulership. It's going into rulership. You part of the royal family. You know what I mean? That's going to rulership. Right. How you gonna be royal? You ain't ruling nothing. You don't have no promise to nothing. Go ahead.
It's like so that's what you're saying, because like in the word, we think royalty is just visual. Like that's why you have the churches and everything looking all nice, because you would think that's royalty because you see it look nice. But royalty, like you said, comes from rulership, and rulership gonna start from on the inside. It ain't got nothing to do too much with visual. It's like
exactly, like for real. When we say, hey, who's the royal family? You know what I mean? These days, you Queen Elizabeth, Prince Charles, all them. That's modern day. That's the royal family. But Yasha'Allah, the princes of the power, we come with, well, say that again, Masha'Allah, read it again.
Kind of book of 1 Peter, chapter 2 and verse 9. But ye are a chosen generation. And holy nation, a peculiar people, that ye should shew forth the praises of him who has called you out of the darkness unto his marvelous light.
Stop for a minute. Who that call you out of darkness? Did the Most High already know the beginning from the end? You already know that we were born into the darkness, man. We were born children of the slave, man. You know, when we born into this, we ain't know nothing. Our mom and dad, like if your mom and dad was in the truth, hey, that's wonderful. But most of us, our mom and dad didn't know nothing about this, man.
Right.
You know what I mean? We come up in the country church, you know what I mean, and everybody talking about Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. Like your grandma must be holy. You know what I mean? My mama must be holy. She talk about Jesus so much.
Right.
She must be holy. But now the Most High call us out of darkness, man, into a marvelous light. You know what I mean? We within that darkness. That's a waking up. We're in a awakening period. You know what I mean? And that's why we move how we move. Go ahead.
That's heavy what you're saying, because like in the Christian church, like they'll be telling you, oh baby, you know, you leave the house, you know, you get pulled over, follow the police, do this, do that, or any situation, but they'll break the law. I'm gonna pray for you when you go out and you leave tonight. I'm gonna pray for you.
Right. They don't understand. Mama and Big Mama, they don't understand. Even your daddy and Pa, they don't understand. They don't understand at all. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
So they talking about, you know, I'm gonna pray for you, I'm gonna do this. But we know in the I.S.U.P.K. County, we know if you breaking the law, man, the Lord is not hearing your prayer. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like like now, like I got an auntie, she's supposed to be a pastor, whatever. But I'm gonna pray for you. I'm like, nah, don't do that. Don't never do that. Please don't pray for me, because the Lord don't hear your prayers.
Abomination.
Right, that's right. It's, your prayer. If you don't be hitter, if you don't observe the law, you know, because the Christian church worldwide, they thinking that they all say the law is done away with. What does that mean? What does that? That just mean that your prayers ain't getting heard. If you don't hear the law, if you don't adhere to the law, your prayers not even getting heard. You don't even have a running act. You know what I mean? That's why we can go amongst our people. We tell them what's going on, but at the same time, you know what I mean? They may not understand, but all we can do is let our light shine. There's only so much we can throw our pearl before the swine. You know what I mean? We ain't all like this is a very precious and valuable thing. So we're not trying to run you down. We're not trying to run you down and give you $1 million. Give you the precious jewels that we have. You don't want that? Then hey, we move right along. But we love you. We're family. We're blood. You know what I mean? We're not a cult where we gonna don't talk to your family. Don't go around your family. No, we love our family, man. We go to family reunions. You may not see us at Christmas.
Right.
You ain't gonna see us at no Thanksgiving.
Right.
You know what I mean? You ain't gonna see us no New Year's Eve ball drop.
Right.
But we'll be there for family reunion. We'll be there for other more righteous issues.
Right.
That ain't got nothing to do with being a pagan. You know what I mean? We'll be there for those issues. And you know what I mean? We'll let our light shine. You know what I mean? We might have told you about it a few times, but if you ain't hearing it, hey, it's cool. What about those Braves? What about them Falcons? You know what I mean? We can kick it on so many levels because we brethren. And that's our family. We love them, but other than that, we're gonna let our light shine, man.
Right.
And until hopefully one day they come and ask, what's that stuff you into again? Tell me about that. Cause they see you walking how you walk. They see you talking how you talk. They see you got your household in order. You know what I mean? They see how you was before you came into the truth. Everything was haywire. You didn't have nothing in order. You barely had a household. You know what I mean? But when you come in there, they wonder why your ribs so sweet and listen to you. And also she's a very knowledgeable woman. You know what I mean? That stuff. That's how you let your light shine.
Right.
To your family. All right, and that's why the Lord brought us out of darkness into a marvelous light. Go ahead to verse 10. Go ahead, who is it?
That's like my family, right? When I was in the world, nobody really hit me up like that. You know what I'm saying? So when I came to the truth and started putting it out there, like you were saying, everybody like, what you on? Like, what's going on?
Mm-hmm.
Are you in a cult? Are you crazy? Like, what? I'm like, nah, that's the truth of the Bible. That's it. And you can bring the scripture down for them and they don't believe it. They don't hear it. You know what I'm saying? But exactly what you just said, that's exactly how my family did. Was like, they didn't really care because I was in the world. I was doing whatever. And, you know what I'm saying? They was good with that. As soon as I came into the truth, straighten up, like I said, I started getting with the brothers, coming to the school, showing pictures of this and showing pictures of that. They like, what you got going on, man? And that made them draw even farther because I'm doing something that y'all would never do. Because they can't never do the right thing. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, that was just heavy what you bringing out. It's out of my memory spot.
Well, yeah, and that's why we gotta have patience with our people. We gotta have patience with our people because the Most High had patience with us. You know what I mean? We know we heard this at a certain time, man. We would not be able to receive that. You talking about we gotta go back into the law, the laws of the Most High? Man, the law was done away with, man. How can any man follow the law? You know what I mean? We got all this doctrine, all this false doctrine up on our in our heads. You know what I mean? We just thinking that it was impossible. But we have to show our, you know what I mean? Sometimes you can show them better than you can tell them.
You had the brother read it? You had the brother read it? I'm finna tell him you have a seat if you.
Oh yeah, I'm
yeah.
still holding Isaiah unless you want me to let that go.
You all Isaiah, matter of fact, pick my Exodus 19:3. Marsha, go ahead and you still holding it at 10? Because what it is, we gotta understand. That's why we have mercy on our people. That's why we have patience on our people, because we were born into we were born as children of the slaves. You know what I mean? It was times when the book was sealed, where nobody knew, barely anybody knew who they was. According to the book of Daniel 7, you know, the book was sealed. You know what I mean? You know, when they beat that false image of Christ, of Jesus into you, when they beat that false doctrine into you, even with the Native Americans and the Hispanics, when they beat it into you over 400 years, I mean, what you expect? That's all we know. Our children know that. To the point we in this truth, and now we have children, and some of our children got a hard time understanding that. You know what I mean? Depending on who their mothers is. You know what I mean? They may not understand everything that's going on.
Okay.
So that brings me to verse 10. Go ahead, Marsha, verse 10.
Book 1 Peter chapter 2 and verse 10, which in time past were not a people.
Hold on. You said time past we were what now?
Which in time past were not a people.
In time past we were not the Israelites. We were a Negro. We were Afro-American. We was a Negro. What's some other names they got us for back in the day? All them names, man. We were black, Piccadilly, everything, man. We was not called the Lord's people. Go ahead.
Monkey, bush monkey.
Mm-hmm.
They say Negro, African American. We still hang on to that thing to this day. No, they had Afro-American, so we had Afros a lot.
Yeah, Afro-American. You know what I mean? We got all those bywords on us. You know what I mean? We never heard that a black man is a Jew. Now we know what a Jew is, but you talking about we a Jew? Man, please. We so far. We were hundreds and hundreds of years far from that. It sounded like a joke. You know what I mean? Until we find out these prophecies.
Right.
Until we get into this truth. Now you know what I mean? You know you an I.S.U.P.K. You know you a type of person. You like to do your research. You like to check behind.
Right.
And you find out, hold on now. This thing, that's for real. That thing for real. You know what I mean? We was not a people then.
Right.
Keep on reading.
bad people, but are now the people of the Most High, which had not obtained mercy, but now have obtained mercy.
Right, we have, which we had not obtained the mercy. 100 million died in the translated slave trade, man. We have not attained the mercy. 90 million Native Americans died in the slave when the settlers came over here to America. You know what I mean? We didn't attain the mercy, but now we attained the mercy. Now we started to wake back up one by one and know who we are.
Right.
And they wonder why, you know, there's something different about these brothers. Look, we're gonna get out of the way of these brothers. Why these brothers acting like this? These brothers running like this. They stand up like this on they talking like this on the street corners. Somebody gonna kill y'all talking like that. You know what I mean? Y'all talking against them white folks like that, man. You know what I mean? And y'all going in on Africans, y'all going in on the Arabs and everybody, man.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because we have attained the mercy of the Most High. We know who we are now, man. We coming to a royal priesthood. Go ahead.
And it's like I said, if I could, you know what I mean, not to veer on topic, but even with the point you just said about, you know what I'm saying this, you know what I mean, we take pride in our knowledge and stuff like that. Like, we don't even say, what come wrong with y'all coming up against them white folks like that? That's a direct cut showing you that you still under them. Because why are you afraid to tell the truth? And then you got nerve to say, oh, if I was a slave back then, Negro, that's how you know you're a slave. Not because you're scared to say something to us. I know you would have been scared to say something back then. And it's like not going to talk, but that was just here with
that's true, because like the same way you was. I mean, you know, everybody wanna you know, it's easy to say and look at a movie like Roots or a slave movie and be like, hey, if I was back then, man, I would have did this such and such and such. But Negro, you a slave right now. You know what I mean? You more of a slave now. But they had 2 million slaves over here in America, right? You know what I mean? We grew to 40 million over in 2022. But you know what I mean? Them same that 2 million slaves, they got 2 million of us in prison right now.
Good. Nice.
You know what I mean? Chain ganged up. What you think chain gang is, man? That's slavery, man.
Right.
You know what I mean? Who building the roads? Who making the tags on your car plate? You know what I mean? Who doing the call center work? Man, that's straight chain gang, man. That's AKA slavery.
Right.
You're a slave, man. You know what I mean? That's in the Constitution. Don't never forget that.
Right.
And if anything promised to you is jail, that's real easy for us to get into.
Right.
Real. If a so-called black man make 30, ain't never been in prison, never been in jail, man, we be throwing him a standing ovation.
Right.
You know what I mean? We're gonna have a party for that brother. I don't know how you did it. How you do it? You know what I mean? For real. And that's real, man. Go ahead.
That'd be the first thing, like, you'd have been through some rough times, right? That'd be the first time the people in your family say, oh, wait, you ain't dead. You like, damn, what are we talking about? That'd be the first thing your grandma say, well, I'm glad you did. Like, damn, was that definite? Was that promised to me?
Right.
Because they deep inside they know these curses. They know the only thing that they can go to a so-called black man is death or in jail, or you know, but you know one thing about today, the things that I.S.U.P.K, though, the things we preach, you know what I mean. So a lot of our ancestors are getting hung for, you know what I mean. One that came out that plantation that was trying to rule the people and lead the people. You know what I mean? He was getting hung for that. You know what I mean? A young Nat Turner coming out of that, they trying to kill him off before he even get somewhere, man. You know what I mean? But thank the Most High that we get to see who, you know what I mean, that we can get the doggone revenge for our ancestors. You know what I mean? That's why we don't care what a heathen think. We don't care if a oppressor, a white person get all uncomfortable. We don't care if an East Indian get uncomfortable. We don't care if a Chinese man get uncomfortable or African get uncomfortable. Cause you know what I mean? Cause it's up now.
Right.
You know what I mean? We don't care. We don't care about that now. It's all in. We throwing everything, our whole hand in now. You know what I mean? And that's why we talk how we talk. That's why we walk how we walk, man. And that's why we uplift our voice how we uplift our voice. Cause we already know what's coming. You know what I mean? That's why it's that warrior priesthood. You got the Exodus 19 and 3. Hold on, Marshall. I'm gonna have Brother Charles read this.
Paul.
Salaki, Paul read this.
No problem. The book of Exodus, excuse me. The book of Exodus 19:3. And Moses went up unto God, and the Lord called unto him out of the mountain, saying, Thus shalt thou say to the house of Jacob, and tell the children of Israel,
Keep on going.
Ye have seen what I did unto the Egyptians, and how I bare you, and how I bare you on eagle's wings, and brought you unto myself. Now therefore, if ye will obey my voice indeed, and keep my covenant, then ye shall be a peculiar treasure unto me above all people.
Above all what?
Above all people.
Above all what?
All people.
Man, that's what's the name of the class, man? You know what I mean? If you follow the law, statutes, and commandments, you know what I mean, you develop a ruler's mindset. You know what I mean? That's what it is. Keep on reading.
For all the earth is mine,
and
ye shall be unto me a kingdom of priests.
A kingdom of what?
Priests.
Of what?
Priests.
I'll keep on reading.
And an holy nation.
And a separate nation, man. You know what I mean? Keep on. All right, go ahead.
These are the words which thou shalt speak unto the children of Israel.
Right, and that's really the precept to that 1 Peter 2:9, man. Royal priesthood, man.
Good. Nice.
Yes.
Nice.
Go ahead.
And we talking about specifications. The Lord is specifically talking to the children of Israel, right? Like he even made that known. You know what I'm saying? So like this every priesthood she just brought out. So
Right, hey, you want to know the type of spirit you got on you. You know what I mean? We all got on us, man. That's how we walk, man.
Cool.
You know what I mean? A brother, you know what I mean? A brother joined BMF for being a mob or being something. You know what I mean? He got a type of arrogance on him, but you know what I mean? He reached a ceiling on that.
right.
You know what I mean? We dealing with the truth, the Most High power. We ain't scared of none of that. You know what I mean? Any gang, you know, we don't want to clash with our brothers. We don't want to clash with none of our brothers. But you know, anybody, ain't nobody moving us off our squad. We ain't scared of none of that.
Right.
Go ahead.
It's like I said right here in the end of verse 5, right? Can we stretch that fact like how, what I mean by stretch, when it say, then ye shall be a peculiar treasure unto me above all people, for all the earth is mine. The reason why I say stretch that, because that's just letting you know, like how you were saying earlier, like don't trim your way and fit these oppressors. You see what I'm saying? Like the Lord said, the earth is His. It ain't the oppressors. The East Indians, the Iraqis, whoever, they don't own the earth. The Lord just said that all the earth is His. And like you said, we got to get down with the Lord to be a peculiar people, and He gonna give us that. It's like it, sir.
Right. The Lord, the earth is ours. The earth is the Most High's. You know what I mean? And the earth is our turf. Earth is definitely our turf. That's it on that? Go ahead and read on that. Some more on that.
And Moses came and called for the elders of the people, and laid before their faces all the words which the Lord commanded him.
Right, that's from the beginning, man. You know what I mean? The earth is, and I'm going to this next point about how the earth is made for our sake. Pick me up at John 14, 12 through 17. John 14, 12 through 17. Right, because once we start rehearsing these righteous acts, you got that for me? Go ahead.
Book of John, chapter 12, verse 17. The people, therefore, that was with him, when he Salaki,
mashallah. The water, John 14, 12, start at 12 and work your way on down to 17.
John 14 and 12.
Chapter 4, John 14, chapter 14, verse 12.
The book of John, chapter 14 and verse 12. Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that believeth on me, the works that I do, shall he do also.
Hold on, who we talking about? Who's saying this? Like, just for context sake, y'all know who's saying this, right? Who's saying this? Somebody give me that.
Yeah, I was sure.
Go ahead.
I'm reading this is a red letter.
Oh, yeah, they give away right there. The one of the school artists. Yeah, that's Yahanna words. You know what I mean? He about to pop his stuff right here. Go ahead.
I don't care. Sheriff, start from the top. The book of John, chapter 14, verse 20. Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that believeth on me, the works that I do, shall he do also. And greater works.
Say what?
And greater works.
Say that one more time, just for the people.
And greater works.
And they wonder why we talk and walk how we do, man. You know what I mean? Christ already laid the blueprint. Yahanna, man. That's the top black man. That's the most royal black man that ever walked this earth, man.
Right.
You know what I mean? But when you get this spirit into you, when you find out the law, statutes, commandments of who you are, man, you can do greater works, man. And Christ and Yahanna said so, man. Keep on going.
Come. Then these shall he do, because I go unto my Father. Come, verse 13. And whatsoever ye shall ask in my name, that will I do. That the Father may be glorified in the Son.
Right, and that's through the law, man. That, like, for real, Christians will read that. Let me just go straight up. Christians will read that and thinking anything they ask, and whatever I ask in the Father's name, it's gonna be done. No. It's all according to the law, man. Go ahead.
So that's when you said they read that, they don't read above, because they'll tell you, oh, only Jesus was perfect, and you can't be as good as him, and don't even try to be. But then right here it tells you, and greater things. So he's telling you to do exactly how he did, walked out how he walked, and to be greater.
Right. Just like your house.
They up here tell you, they tell you, oh no, don't do that. You can't be that. The law is too much. Nobody can bear the law.
Right. I mean, what you gotta do? I mean, just don't eat fruit. I mean, just like Yahanna say, be you perfect as your Father in heaven is perfect. You know what I mean? If you're not perfect right now, the thing is to strive to be perfect. You know what I mean? The biggest trick on the earth is saying, hey, ain't nobody perfect. Well, Negro, strive to be perfect.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's the thing about it, because let me tell you something. If you ain't perfect at your job, you gonna get fired. You know what I mean? If you, go ahead. Go ahead.
You know me, I be doing little posts on Facebook and stuff like that. I wanted to say that today, like, y'all Negroes think y'all got a good job, but look around, man, see your people are oppressed. Your people are oppressed, man. But you on your job, and you dapping it up with these white folks, man. You in there eating they little lunches and brunches. Man, you are oppressed. Everything. No matter, they give you an extra $1. What's an extra $1? If you can't get out here and make an extra $1, something is wrong.
Right. I mean, that's all they know. That's all we know is how to work for somebody else.
They think, you know, what's the scripture where they say, oppression makes the wise man mad and the gift destroys the heart. You give me $1, but you got some simple Negroes out here that take that $1 and be like, hey man, you know, I got extra $1 today. You damn dumb, you stupid.
Right, and that's what we saying, that just because the chains been taken off our hands and the shackles been taken off our feet, don't mean we not slaves, man.
Right.
You know what I mean? We even more slaves than it is right now. The KKK don't have to come through and burn crosses in front of your yard. They had already over 400 years. They got it to the point now where we killing each other. You know what I mean? Where the doggone, you know what I mean? Where our brother gonna do something worse than the KKK than did.
Right.
You know what I mean? Used to have. Go ahead.
The thing about the slaves back then, they tried to run away from the oppression. The niggas these, they not running away from oppression. They want the oppression. They not running away from it like the slaves did. Like Barry Tell was trying to get away and save people. Ain't nobody out here that's what to say, man. They give you a $100 record deal, you good.
Right.
You say, the Lord done bless you. You say, you tell Negro niggas, you more slave than me out here working.
Right, yeah, and that's what we find out. Yeah, we find out the people that's making $100 million in the NFL, NBA, these record contracts. Man, you better off working at Amazon, man. You know what I mean? When it come down to it, man, them folks better off working at Amazon, because you know what? They always end up broke, oppressed, suicidal, everything.
Right.
You know what I mean? But they don't bought the lie. They thinking money can, you know what I mean, answer that.
I got one.
Go ahead.
This is my last thing. You know who the one end up stealing their money? The goddamn fake ass Jewish white. That's the one stealing all the goddamn money. That's why you got that in the
Oh yeah, I'm glad you made that point too about the so-called Jewish man, the Khazar, the Ashkenazi Jew, the fake Jew. You know what I mean? We already know what is that? What is the Bible? What 3 and 9? What is it? John 3 and 9? What is that? The synagogue of Satan.
Yes, sir.
But see, the thing about them, like the name of the class is if when you follow the laws, statutes, and commandments and follow God's laws, and you know what I mean, you start a ruler's mindset. But see, them people identity theft. But just a little bit they apply of God's laws. What happened? Now they had some Edomites, but they're the top Edomite tribe. They're the top Edomite class of people. You know what I mean? Even the redneck peon oppressor, white man, they rule over him. And that peon white cracker, they ruling over us. You know what I mean? But just because they apply a little bit of the Most High laws, they've been set on top of the earth, ruling Hollywood, ruling the movies, everything. You want to get a good lawyer, you know what I mean? You fighting for a murder charge, you fighting for your life, 20 years, you know what I mean? What do? You go get you a Jewish lawyer. You know what I mean? You don't want to hear none of them breakdowns. You don't want to hear none of that. You want to go get you a Jewish lawyer.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because you know what? Them people apply. They you know what I mean? They perpetrated now. You know what I mean? They definitely ain't doing it right.
The Revelations 3 and 9.
That's Revelation 3 and 9?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead and bring that out for me.
The book of Revelations 3, verse 9. Behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan, which they say they are Jews, and are not.
But they are not?
And are not.
That's right. That's
Right.
right. Hey, Most High put that in there for y'all to know these days.
Right.
Whoever talking about they some Jews from the past few decades, man, they are not. They the synagogue of Satan, man.
That's right.
You know what I mean? But these people have used that to be the 5%, the 1% of this earth. You know what I mean? When they talk about the Illuminati, when they talk about ruling the industry, the music industry, man, it's always a Jewish man right there on top, man. You know what I mean? Because he stole our identity, applying stuff that we supposed to be applying. But
Right.
now we know. Now we know the I.S.U.P.K. We know what to do now. Now we got the true law. Because they got a pseudo law, which is a fake law. They got a pseudo law. They banging their head against the wall. You go over there to Israel, it's pride, gay marches. You know what I mean? It looking like America over there.
Right.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? The Holy Land, the real Jerusalem, been hid from them. That's in the real Jerusalem. All that stuff in ruins. You know what I mean? The city of David, all that stuff in ruins, man. Them heathens can't touch that. But they call Jerusalem now something different. But imagine if we know who we are, and we rocking in that full law. You know what I mean? That's why them people don't believe in Christ, because there are no Christ. Christ condemns them. That's why they ain't gonna touch the New Testament. You know what I mean? That's how stupid that we got some of our brothers that they call themselves Israelites. And I got people in my family, people in my own blood. I got people in Dimona, Israel right now. Been living in Israel since 1972, before I even thought about being an Israelite. Well, I was already Israelite before I even thought about coming to the truth. I had people over there, but you know what? Them folks believe in the Old Testament only, and they up to some crazy false religion. And they done made it into a religion or whatever. You know what I mean? So once we recognize that, and we doing we tapping into the full spirit. Imagine what we can do. You know what I mean? Leo Corn, you know what I mean? Def Jam, all them boys, man. You know what I mean? They ruling the industry.
It's like I said, the rest of this verse also brings to the point of tonight of the rulership. So if I may,
go ahead.
The book of Revelations, chapter 3, verse 9. Behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan, which they say are Jews and are not, but do lie. Behold.
They say they do what now?
But do lie.
They say they do what now?
Lie.
They do lie. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
Behold, I will make them to come and worship before thy feet, and to know that I have loved thee.
Right. Before they feet, man. That's what I'm saying. We gotta put our feet on a foot on these oppressors. You know what I mean? That's what every time we at camp, man, we should be getting up. You know what I mean? We hope for a boot kiss, man. You know what I mean? And it don't stop with the Edomites.
Right.
We gonna get a dark skinned Hamite up there.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like what I told you. They gonna go crazy when the Hamite up there. The whole 5 points gonna go crazy when a Hamite come up there and kiss our boots, man.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's gonna happen one day when an Asian man come up there. Cause they thinking that, we ain't had y'all in slavery. No, y'all didn't have us in the transatlantic slave trade.
Right.
And y'all had a hand in that, man.
Right.
You know what I mean? Y'all had a hand in that. That's why we gotta that's why, and I'm glad you brought it up, because that's why we bringing it to the footstool. Mm-hmm. The footstool, we know who we are. We know the Most High gonna bring our enemies to our footstool.
Right.
Somebody put me in Psalms 110, verse 1 through 7. Go get on this footstool, man. You got it?
So like I want, if I may, what you breaking out is heavy, you know what I'm saying? Especially when you were talking about how the fake Jews, how they taking our culture and our heritage and became a great nation behind it. You know what I'm saying? We don't have our power with us right now, but we still got people like LeBron James jumping out of jail. You know what I'm saying? You still got the Dominican brothers still hitting the baseball out the park here, you know what I'm saying? Just imagine when you get your true power, the things that you'll really be able to do, not just with your physical attributes, but with your mind, being able to be the best surgeon on the planet, or being the best, you know what I'm saying, in it and everything on the planet, you know what I'm saying? We have your true power.
Right, when we have our true power, you know what I mean? So somebody that's not in the truth, they see us talking like that, they going like, what did they do to y'all? What did that coat do to y'all? You talking like that? You talking all like that to them fake Jews, somebody gonna kill you, boy. You know what I mean? Go ahead. That's right. And you got some more on that? Go ahead. Right. And that's I'm glad you brought it up also, because the thing about that is that we all get caught up in being individualites and not Israelites. You know what I mean? We all get caught up in that. You know what I mean? We got people in our family that made $100,000. Them niggas thinking they made it. You know what I mean? But they ain't putting it. But they want to keep all the game to themselves. You know what I mean? They just good with they people and they household. But when they die, something happens, and all that money go to the government or go to a particular individual. As long as their household, basically what I'm saying, as long as their household good and they good, they don't care. But what you need to know when you come into the law, statutes, commandments, when you come into the truth, you know the Most High look at us as a nation of people. You know what I mean? What the generals always bring out is that on the translated slave trade, it was some repentant Israelites on board. Everybody wasn't breaking the law that came over on a translated slave trade. But us as a majority, as a whole, as a nation, you know what I mean? That's how the Most High look at us. That's how he gonna look at the white man. He gonna judge them.
Right.
All them other heathens, he gonna look at them and judge them. You know what I mean? Hey, I know some good white people. I know a good Indian man. I know a good Arab. They hang with me. They cool. They got the gold necklaces. They give me the low on this and that and all that. Man, the Lord, man, he judging nations,
Right.
people. You know what I mean? And like for real, and that's what we gotta get through our heads. As long as us as a nation, as long as we, you know what I mean, if we don't be talking about the Israelite, the law. Everybody be talking about just, you know, whatever they're gonna talk about besides the Lord. Hey man, he a jealous Lord. He a jealous God. He ain't going for that. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Because the Most High, we not individuals at all.
Right.
One black person do something, they're gonna judge us all the same.
Right.
You know what I mean? Ain't nothing you can change or do about it, man. Go ahead.
It's like it, sir. If I could, would say everybody that. Like, you know what I mean? Even in America they do that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like one so-called brother, you know what I mean, so-called man, you know what I mean, a suspect to a crime. Now all black brothers are suspect to the crime.
Yeah, I believe that. I believe that. If a so-called black man rape a white woman, believe me, that next day they're gonna be looking at us all crazy.
Right.
They're gonna be profiling all of us. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna be profiling all of us. If a sister do something, man, they're gonna be looking at all the sisters crazy.
I got it. It's like everybody here with the sisters. If one sister walking in Walmart with a pocketbook big as hell, and she still, not every sister that walking in Walmart with a pocketbook still.
Right. They judging us as a nation. You know what I mean? Because you got some sisters that really hold themselves upright and prestigious out here, and real classy out here. But the little ratchet sisters, it don't even matter because they gonna still look at you like you ratchet.
Right.
You know what I mean? To where you feel like you gonna have to kiss they boot yourself just to get them to forget that. Go ahead.
Right, that's a heavy point. I'm talking like this brought out because, like I said, they group us up all the time, but we don't group white people up and feel bad. Like people in the world, they don't group up with all that. They're like, oh man, that's a good white person. He gave me this job. He did this for me. We don't group them up as all bad, but they group us up as all bad. Even our kids, they'll be like, man, that's true. Man. But we'll say, that's a good white person. Because he gave you a job, just because he gave you something, he just keep you in slavery. That's right.
Right, and we got this, and that's the thing. We got to stop begging. Like, that's another thing about being royalty, of being a rulership. We got to stop living a beggar's life. We got to stop asking for the crumbs of a oppressor's table. Please, master, give us the crumbs. Just give us a little bit of the crumbs and drop from your table, man.
Right.
Of being so happy, of feeling so hip, to having a white friend, doing things, of being in the Hamptons with them. You know what I mean? You got to know how to build with your people, man. For real, you got to know how to build with your people, because I see it all the time, man. You know what I mean? Hey, you know what I mean? You grew up with all black people, but when you get a little older and you go out to the world and get a little white friend, you think you done did something. You know what I mean? You get a little white girlfriend, you think you done did something. You think, oh yeah, now I'm chosen of this world. You know what I mean? When you don't know that the Most High, He hates that, man. He's against interracial marriages.
Right.
You know what I mean? Don't give your sons to their daughters. Don't give your daughters to their sons.
Right.
At all. You know what I mean? You got these 12 tribes to work with. You know what I mean? It's nothing cute about that, man. And that's how we start picking up the white man's ways. You know what I mean? 10, 15 years ago, black people weren't swinging. Weren't going to swingers clubs. You know what I'm saying? They weren't doing that. You know what I mean? But we already know Esau them was doing that. The Edomites was doing that. Let 10, 15 years go by. Now we into that now. You know what I mean? No, we went into killing our babies at a higher rate. We weren't just protesting with them on that. But now 10, 15 years later, we all we doing is mimicking our oppressor because we got Stockholm syndrome. You know what I mean? How did you get that Stockholm syndrome? By watching a few videos and knowing who you are, and then the Stockholm syndrome will jump off you like that? Nah, it don't work like that. You gotta rehearse those righteous acts over and over and over and over and over again, and that's how you get that Stockholm syndrome off of you. That's when the white folks come around, you ain't gotta act up. You ain't gotta be pressing and acting like a yes so boss around that, man. You can act like a man of true rulership. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
It's like it's safe to say like we really got to, like how you bring it up, we got to keep practicing over and over. And it's heavy, we got to do that because we're compassionate people. You know what I mean? You can I hate Edomites, I hate them. And just one day you see one on the street, or you just pity them because we naturally is a compassionate people. So now you're like, oh, you know what, maybe it ain't all Edomites. Then that's why you got to practice less. Nah, no, you get what I'm saying? So it's like
I do get what you're saying because you know what? Because the thing we got to understand is that 400 years compared to how many years you been in the truth?
One Passover, sir.
So so I've been knowing you about three
Right.
About 3+ years.
Right.
So let's say you've been in the truth about 3 years, right?
Right.
So 3 years compared to 400. You know what I mean? Let's get real here, man. It's gonna take a little. It's gonna take a little bit. It's gonna take a little bit more, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like for real, like it's gonna take you rehearsing those righteous acts over and over again. Learning that, like don't never go a week without listening to General Yahanna. Don't never go a week without listening to I.S.U.P.K. Atlanta Class scripture breakdown.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because you need that. Because if you get all world, and I'm listening to the little bit of Israelite I.S.U.P.K. thing, you know what I mean? You got to get that because this world here to take you.
Right.
We're here to take your children, everything.
Right.
You gotta be proactive on everything, man.
Right.
If you don't, you're gonna get taken. You know what I'm saying? That's unfortunately that's a point where we at. But somebody picked me up Psalms 110, verse 1 through 7. We're gonna hit on this footstool thing a little bit because go ahead.
You said Psalms 10 and 1?
Psalms 1, chapter 110.
Chapter 1, the inset of verse 6.
Yeah, the chapter is 110.
Oh, 110, my bad. I'm sorry.
Verse 1 through 7.
The book of Psalms, chapter 110, verse 1. And the Lord said, sit thou at the right hand until I make thine enemies thy footstool.
Till they make the what?
Till I make thine enemies thy footstool.
To make their enemies their footstool. You know what I mean? You can go to videos of I.S.U.P.K. of us getting, like I said, bringing out that boot kiss again. You seen the boot kiss of I.S.U.P.K., brother?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you seen the boot kiss? Man, this is a pre-generator to what's going to happen. You know what I mean? Like I said, this is a very small thing on the scale that's going to happen on this earth, man. You know what I mean? We bringing our enemies to our footstool, man. We getting used to rulership. We know the beginning for the end, man. Keep on going.
God, verse 2. The Lord shall send the Lord shall send the rod of thy strength out of Zion. Rule thou in the midst of thine enemies.
Rule what?
Rule thou in the midst of thine enemies.
And who are your enemies? Enemies are all the heathens, man.
Right.
You know what I mean? When I say East Indian man, when I see I keep on killing it over again. When I see a white man, I see any of these heathens or whatever, I deal with them a different type of way from when I was in the truth, man.
Right.
Real. You know what I mean? They need to deal with me wisely. Because, you know, I ain't gonna trick myself out the streets, but they need to be very careful what they say to me. They need to be very careful what they do, on how they move. You know what I mean? Because I ain't going for it right now. I know what y'all people done did to my people back in the day. You know what I mean? And ain't no straightening got happening about that. Now the Lord is going to give us our revenge. But Lord knows, and them folks get wrong, you know what I'm saying? Lord, Lord have mercy on them, man, for real. Because you know what I mean? Because we supposed to rule in the midst of our enemies. Keep on going.
That's right, verse 3. The book of Psalms, chapter 110, verse 3. Thy people shall be willing in the day of thy power, in the beauties of holiness, from the womb of the morning. Thou hast the dew of thy youth.
Mm-hmm. Keep on going.
Right, verse 4. And the Lord hath sworn and will not repent. Thou art a priest forever after the order of Melchizedek.
Right, the Lord ain't sorry about that. Keep on going.
Come on, verse 5. The Lord at thy right hand shall strike thou kings in the day of his wrath.
So strike what?
Verse 6.
No, hold on. Read that again. Read 5 again. Read 5 one more time.
Come on, the book of Psalms, chapter 110, and verse 5. The Lord at thy right hand strike through kings in the day of his wrath.
Right, strike through kings in the day of the wrath. What the kings? The presidents.
Right.
You know what I mean? Over there in Europe, whatever. Like for real, we're expecting the I.S.U.P.K. We're expecting to get in front of those presidents. We're expecting to get in front of governors. In front of what you call it in Europe, they little class of people or whatever. The prime ministers or whatever. We expect to get in front of all them, even the Africans one. We expect to get in front of the world because the Most High set it up like that, man, and speak things that people wouldn't even imagine that we'll speak, man. You know what I mean? Because the Lord's going. That's what the Lord gonna bring to them. You know what I mean? That's true rulership, man.
Right.
That's true rulership. How you gonna have that, man? Real. You know what I mean? My daughters, all my seeds, everything, man. Like real, like you better than the Edomite, man.
That's right.
You better than the East Indian.
That's
You better than the Asian.
Right.
Now go to school and get your lesson. You know what I mean? And just because look, let me tell you something. What them white folks used to do back in the day, they'll say, "Hey, go to school with them, be cool with them." But you know, when you get older, like for the slaves, let the white people let their children play with the slaves. But when they got to a certain age, they separated because they already know you gonna be over them one day. This dude, you gotta go a certain type of way. Go ahead.
Get your ass in the house.
Oh yeah, talking about something else. Yeah, but we already know that our people gonna rule over that one day. You know what I mean? That's what we gotta keep in mind with our daughters and our sons. Like, hey, go there and handle your business at your school and everything. Like, for real, you ain't gotta say, hey, the white man's the devil. You ain't gotta say all that. But as long as you know, don't get caught up in their madness. Don't get caught up in their sadness because they'll take you. Listen to what daddy say. Listen to what you know what I mean, and that's how you know how to move wisely. You know what I mean. If you gotta get a job and you own your own business, then hey, you know how to move wisely, but you know who the enemy is. Keep on going.
Now God, verse 5, the book of Psalms, chapter 110, verse 5. The Lord at thy right hand shall strike through kings with their wrath. Verse 6. He shall judge among the heathen. He shall fill the places with the dead body. He shall wound the head over many companies. Verse 7. He shall drink the brook the way, therefore shall he live unto the head.
I'm gonna get down a little brief there.
Like most high Christ. The main thing with that is that we're gonna have our enemies at our footstool. You know what I mean? We're gonna end it on this last precept. Ecclesiasticus 40:28 through 30. Ecclesiastes 40:28 through 30. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Because that's all our people don't want to do. We want to get a crumb from the master's table. You know what I mean? We asking for reparations. We asking for this. We asking for that. Look, Negro, you ain't gonna get it. We ain't got our 40 acres of mule in the mule then, and we ain't gonna get it now. Go ahead.
You said that was Ecclesiastes or Ecclesiasticus?
Cuss. Yeah, Ecclesiasticus 40:28 through 30. When we get to the point where we gotta beg, we gotta plead, hey man, forget about it. Forget about it, man. We come from a royal priesthood. The men and the women, we come from a royal priesthood, man. For real. Like, you know what I mean? What you think the Matrix is all about? A sister made that, man. For real. Who's ever last gonna be first. Whoever first gonna be last, man. But this is the main thing we're gonna have to realize. Go ahead. 40:28 to 30.
Ecclesiasticus?
Mm-hmm.
That's long
And 30?
Yeah, 40. Verse 28 through 30.
I'm gonna get with you. I'm gonna get with you shit and everything too, because I don't know how to do it. So I'm gonna get the call.
The book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 40, verse 28. My son.
Okay.
Hello, it said my son, is it my son and daughters too. Alright?
Ecclesiasticus, chapter 40, verse 28. My son, lead not a beggar's life.
Okay. And you said
Leading out of what? Leading out of what?
My son, lead not a beggar's life.
Don't be begging, man. Please, can we have reparations? Please let us have this. Let us have this funding for this and that and that. Don't leave a beggar's life, man. Keep on going.
For better it is to die than to live.
That's why you got that feeling when you got to ask somebody for something. You got to ask somebody to borrow something or whatever for real. You get that feeling that you just want to die. And that ain't for no reason. You know what I mean? But it says it's better you to die than beg. Go ahead.
Verse 29. The life of him that dependeth on another man's table is not to be counted for a life. Right. For he polluteth himself with another man's meat.
Dog, with another man's meat, man. That's, you know what I mean? I know y'all thinking individually, but we need to think nationality. You know what I mean? That's what we doing to the white man, man. We going to another man's table and we ask him, please, let me get a few crumbs, master. You know what I mean? It's better than we die, man. You hear me? But we live, we choose life. The Most High give us life, man. We gonna live, man. You know what I mean? We don't live, we ain't gonna live no beggar's life, man. Finish that off at 30.
For he polluted himself with other men's meat, but a wise man, well nurtured, will beware thereof. Verse 30. Begging is sweet in the mouth of the shameless.
In the mouth of the what? Hold on, in the mouth of the what?
Verse 30. Begging is sweet in the mouth of the shameless.
Nigga, you shameless. You know what I mean? You don't care nothing about going to the oppressor. Master. Cause you shameless, man. You know what I mean? But when you royal, you know who you are? Hey man, all that shameless stuff is a wrap on that, man. You know what I mean? You come into a righteous arrogance. And finish that off, that last little sentence.
But in his belly there should burn a fire.
That's right, man. For real, we ain't gotta burn with a fire because we know who we are, man. We ain't gotta live a beggar's life. And with that, Officer Baraki, I'm gonna pass the class over. Officer Makalak.
Hey, excellent class from, you know what I mean, Officer 500 Barack Yahanna, man. Powerful, powerful class. You know what I'm saying? We're going to get into these security announcements. We are the Israelite school, we are the I.S.U.P.K, started out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limit for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to share themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithe, which is a commandment. Numbers 18:21, Malachi 3:8-10. Ma'asher, which means tenth in the Hebrew, 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. You know what I'm saying? Anything from a paycheck, Social Security check. Since everybody talking food, when you get them food stamps, you get $400 in food stamp. Buy $4 of food, bring it on in here. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter what it is. Just bring them tithes. Give to the Treasury Department of Teachers. Priest funds. Free will offering for a priest. Not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations. We got the memorial of the blowing of trumpets, which is the first day of the 7th month, which is September on the 25th. You can find that in the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verses 24-25. And remind Akim and Awamna to check the bulletin board in the hallway. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black, boots, shirt, pants, headband, scarf. And to Google their address every time they head to the school, which helps build up the algorithm, you know what I mean, to make it easier for people to find out where the school is located. And with that, we're going to give one courtesy salute to the teacher. Akim, Amayim, Amar Shabbat, Amayim, Barak, Yahanna Bashir, Yahanna Shabbat,
Yahanna Bashir, Yahanna Shabbat,
Yazbatah. We're going to give a courtesy salute to the sisters. Sisters, could you stand? You want to place your right hand over your left, angle your feet, 45-degree angle, head down, same face. And when I say, alright, you ready? Amar Shabbat, Amani, Barak, Yahweh, Shamar Elathon by Shemi Hawashah. And you want to repeat after me? Yahweh, Shamar, Elathon, Bahashem, Yahawashah. And what we just said, with the Most High watch over you in the name of Christ. Yazmatah, class hands down, class dismissed.